1-5-25. That's not what Mount Rushmore looks like. I'm watching Rampage 2. I've been to Mount Rushmore. That's not what the parking lot looks like. I'm watching Rampage, the first one. Anyways, 1-5-25, 8:55 a.m. We only have one bet today because we're not betting on the NFL. I just won't do it. And the only bet is Tampa Bay Lightning and Anaheim Ducks in the NHL, the National Hockey League. Under 6.5 goals scored at minus 102 odds, 1.1 unit. Take that to the bank and suck my asshole. Suck my asshole. Suck the shit out of my colon, please. All right. Amen. Good morning, Sunday, January 5th, 8:36 a.m. 4 years since the infamous day, the infamous suicide of my uncle. It's been 4 years, not 4 days. We're on the 4-year anniversary of my mother's brother's death. 50th birthday, he checked out. So to try to help you avoid doing that, we're going to try to go 3-0, not 2-1. The last 2 days, the last 2 bets have gone 2-1. 1-3-25. The Houston Rockets did not cover the +2. That's 0-1, minus 1.1 unit. Ottawa Senators at St. Louis Blues under 5.5, plus 2 units. Anaheim Ducks plus 1.5, plus 2 units. So we had plus 2.9 units on 1-3-25, 1-4-25 yesterday. 3 years, 364 days before the infamous suicide of my uncle. Last night, NBA Atlanta Hawks plus 7.5. I fell asleep watching the game actually last night. It was on late, 9:30. 9:30 start time in LA. The LA Clippers. I fell asleep watching the game, and when I was watching the game, I realized something pretty profound. Live betting the NBA is the way to go. I'm not going to put any more over-unders for the NBA out. I'm not going to put any more spreads for the NBA. I'll do some research and watch for spreads like that again in the future. Atlanta plus 7.5. I won't post them on the podcast episode, but when I'm watching the game live, like at halftime, I'll try to post a live bet, because if the team that the stats say are more likely to cover the spread, if that team is losing by like 25 or 28, like the Hawks were last night at halftime, that live spread, that live line movement is going to be pretty significant. The live spread, the cover amount that the Atlanta Falcons would have had to cover at halftime, if I did a live bet at halftime for the Atlanta Hawks, spread to cover the spread the entire game, probably would have been like plus 25 versus plus 7.5. Plus 25 versus plus 7.5 at the same odds, solely because I waited until halftime to live bet the same team who is likely to cover the spread at 25 points closer of a game. So it's just dumb to do spread bets on the NBA before the game starts. Just wait for the fucking game to go to halftime and see how both the teams look. Because if the team that the stats say to bet on to cover the spread, because they're more likely to cover the spread due to being better at covering the spread this year, just If they're losing at halftime, bet the spread because it's probably going to be bigger than plus 7.5% or plus 7.5 points. It's probably going to be plus 25.5 because the Hawks are that bad. And that's where checking the first quarter over under and the first half over under and the first quarter spread and the first half spread records for this year comes into play as well. So that's on me. This is why I don't put out some of these other sports. So I'm not going to do NBA anymore. I'll just do live betting teams that were already previously likely to cover the spread in terms of their record. I think Atlanta was 23-12 against the spread, and the LA Clippers were 12-24 or some shit like that. So Atlanta had a really good chance to cover 7.5 last night, but they lost by 30, or they lost by like 20, 25. You know. So since the Hawks were down by like almost 30 at halftime, the spread would have been completely different. It would have been like plus 23.5 versus plus 7.5. Just fucking retarded to do the bet beforehand. I'm not live betting. I'm not betting the NBA anymore except for live bets. So I wouldn't recommend doing that either. I would wait for the game to be on and then live bet it on mybookie.ag on the referral link so I can get some money too. No, I don't work for them. It's been 4 years. There was a leap year. So what is 365 times 4 plus 1? Do you want to end up like that, man? Don't do the NBA bets. Yesterday we had NHL Washington minus 1.5, which means the Washington Capitals have to win by 2 in order to cover. 2 units won on that one. Dallas Stars at Utah Hockey Club under 6 goals scored, plus 2 units on that. So plus 2.9 units yesterday as well. Plus 2.9 units yesterday, plus 2.9 units on 1/3/25. So 2 days before the 4-year anniversary. I want to go do some research and then I'll get the episode out to you. God bless. And after doing some research while watching one of my favorite movies, or one of my favorite intros to a movie of all time, the intro to the movie Rampage with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and the guy from Silicon Valley, and the chick with the pink hair. It's such a good intro to a movie, and I'm right at the 40-minute mark, right around there, so it's really starting to pick up in terms of character development and intense storytelling and intrigue. Thriller. It's like a horror thriller. But I'm going to touch on that on a different episode because I need to watch this movie. And I'm going to give my take on what I think they should probably do for Rampage 2. But there's only one bet tonight, and that would be Tampa Bay Lightning at Anaheim Ducks under 6.5 goals scored at minus 102 odds, 1.1 unit. Go listen to the previous transgendidism episode where I talk about what to do if you have a retarded neighbor, what to do if you have a really attractive woman. Well, not really. She's all right. Planning to move in with you when you have a couple of retards living in the same building as you. Yeah, she's not that good. Now that I think about it. Let me think. Yeah, her nose is all fucked up. So there's that. There's a genetic what's the word I'm looking for? Imperfection. What's the opposite? What's worse than an imperfection? Being from Missouri, still living in Missouri. Anyways, if anybody wants to, anyway, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to like do comedy right now, but I'm gonna put another thing at the beginning of the episode. I'm not betting on the NFL today either, so go fuck yourself. We'll probably have a comedy episode here in a couple hours for you fucking schmucks. If you're confused on how to use mybookie.ag, the website, the illegal sports book based out of Cuba, if you're not quite sure how to use that website, just click the link or the links in the previous episodes, specifically the MyBookie ones. And if you need me to do a screen recording where I explain everything on the website, I can do that too. Because I'm really trying to help you make some money. I don't want you to be alone and kill yourself in your car. I'd rather you kill your family and send some of them to heaven, and then that way they don't kill themselves after you kill yourself, and you all go to hell. So as long as you do that in a mansion with a bunch of money, then that's what we're going for here. But I can do a screen recording where I explain everything on the website. But if you just click the link in the previous episodes, you click on it and you deposit anywhere from $50 to $200 because then I get a match on your deposit. If you deposit less than $50 or more than $200, I do not get a deposit. If you deposit without the referral link, I do not get a match. If you deposit anywhere less than 50 or more than 200, I do not get a match. It's free money for me for giving you comedy and winning bets. And then you click the link, you deposit money in the website, and you listen to the winning bets that I give you. You bet on the bets that are going to win. Statistically speaking, I'm hitting at just over 60% this year. Well, if we're talking 2025, if we're talking the 2024 NHL and NFL season, I'm hitting at like 63%. 62 maybe. Yeah, 63. Yeah. Which is pretty good. 63% of my bets have hit this year in terms of the NFL and the NHL regular season. And what would that be? 37 have missed. So 63% have hit, 37 have missed. We're almost at 2/3. That's really good. That's really, really, really good. Over the course of a long-term season, for like a bit, like because you need to have a lot of bets to have a track record. I'm doing this so people trust my bets just over the course of the next 50 years, because I plan on smoking cigarettes for that long in Vegas and giving out winning bets for pretty much all my life, or on a boat. So one of my old neighbors that I haven't seen in 9 years, almost 10, almost a decade, doesn't hunt me down and kill me. Because he can't take a joke. Anyways, click the link, do the bets. Just one bet today. It's a 15-minute episode, one bet. So, that's what you get when you come to my podcast. You get comedy, you get good stories, good storytelling, like firsthand accounts of everything that happened in my life. No, it wasn't fake. The light wasn't fake or bullshit. The light's real. The light's real. I wasn't dying in that jail cell. The light's real. I was not dying. How do you ascend into eternal heaven, or start ascending and floating and levitating into eternal heaven, the light, when you're not dying? I was trying to go get something like that to happen again for months and months and months over the course of the entire podcast. Go listen to all the episodes. I talk about it. I scream at God. It's because I care. I care what the plot of Rampage 2 is going to be. I care. Anyways, I'm just going to get this episode out. I was going to keep ranting and raving and talking for another 45 minutes, but I need to finish the Rampage movie. That's the thing. And I need to get the episode out. So it's like tomato, tomato, you know? What do? Do I watch the rest of the Rampage movie and finish this 16-minute episode and fill it out for an hour of comedic content where I just talk comedically for 44 minutes or I talk non comedically for 44 minutes? You know? I don't think I'm going to do that this episode. I think I'm just going to release it out and try to do whatever. Anyways,